Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the recap of RuPaul's Drag Race Season 15, Episode 13. Today, we are going to be going over the makeovers that the contestants did this week. We're just going to be going one by one through, the contestants and their makeover partners and talking about what we like, what we don't like, yada, 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 all that stuff. And then the lip sync and, everything that comes afterwards. So, yeah, let us get into it. Alrighty, starting in alphabetical order, we have Anitra and Electra. Now there's another Electra on Drag Race. But oh my goodness, looking at Anitra. I mean, perfection, stunning, beautiful. The mug that she did for her makeover candidate was amazing. I mean, just look at her. She looks so beautiful. And these makeovers are pretty. I mean, they're like it's a bodysuit with a little what did they call it? Like an arm foreskin or whatever. But like they look so nice. The makeover has been done to a T. The two of them just look, it's like Anitra and her mini me. Like it's truly amazing how I have no complaints. I have no complaints on Anitra's makeover. Genuinely, did such a great job. The only thing I could even think to complain about would be I wish he didn't wear clear shoes. I don't feel like it makes sense with this outfit really. But like it's fine. Like I literally that's just me finding something to complain about because realistically I don't care. Like that is me looking at my least favorite thing out of a whole outfit of things that I like. So I mean Anitra did an amazing job. I don't think I need to elaborate any further. Alrighty, next we have Lucia LaDuca and Lala LaDuca, and I think this makeover was really good. I don't understand the critique on the shoes because I think the shoes both go with the outfit really well. Because like Lucy's wearing kind of like a white. In this picture it almost looks slightly minty, like it was slightly minty green, but it's kind of like white, and it goes with the outfit. And Lala's wearing a red one that also goes with the outfit. Honestly, well, I mean, they are different size shoes, so they couldn't have swapped them, but I think it would have made more sense to see Lucy in a red shoe to kind of, because she's less red on her, but, semantics, not semantics. Just little details that don't fucking matter, really. But yeah, I don't understand the critique about the shoes. Like, I don't think stoning the shoe would have really done so much for this outfit. Like, it literally it's a good concept. They're both in this, they're both in these different blonde hairs that make sense with each other, and they have these exact same patterns, just like flipped, one on a jacket, one on the dress, and vice versa. And I think they look great. And the makeup that Lucy did on Lala is amazing. Like she looks just like Lucy. I mean, it is. She did a great job in this challenge, and it's. I hate to see Lucy in the bottom for this because she really didn't deserve it. Like I don't I it should have been Mistress and Lux, not gonna lie. And I think it would have made for more engaging television because we had seen throughout the whole of the season this conflict between Lucy and Lux and Mistress kind of coming in and out of it as well, on Lux's side versus Lucy. And it's like I don't understand to this day I really don't understand who they were trying to make the villain. I don't know. Because based off of the edit, I think it's Lucy. Based off of some of the actions taken, I would I would say that it was probably Lux, but like none of them are actually villainous. They're just like I can't tell what the show is trying to do and what the actual interactions were like. That I can't tell. It feels like the show muddied it, and I don't really understand. But I think it would have been a much more interesting storyline because we've seen, kind of like Lux and Mistress versus Lucy, if we had a situation where Lux and Mistress had to go against each other in a lip sync, and, these two that were kind of, on the same team are now kind of having to send one of each other home, I think that would have been more compelling personally, because we've been seeing, this, various people versus Lucy for a good amount of weeks now, that it would have been interesting to see it be turned on its head and Lucy, kind of comes out on top. And, two of the people who have been against her in different aspects during this season have to lip sync against each other. I think that would have been more interesting. And also, I think the actual outfits make it deserve to be that way. Because Honestly, Lucy was my second favorite in the challenge after Anitra. Genuinely, I don't have much. I really don't have any issues with Sasha's. I'll get to my one issue with Sasha's in a second once we get to hers. But like literally, I don't. Lucy did an entirely good job. I don't understand. I really don't why. I really don't understand why she was in the bottom for this. Next, we have Lux Noir London and Asia Azul, which I gotta say, Asia Azul is I think my favorite drag name that was made with this. Asia Azul just gives me a vibe. You know, like I want to know about Asia Azul when I hear the name. It's really nice. But sadly, this makeover was not very successful. I think I just like if these outfits were both done in the same fabric, I mean, if both of these fabrics were available for the amount of fabric that they need to do both of these outfits in, I would have I would have kind of lived for it. I would have been like, okay, yes. I mean, I still think I probably would have think she would still should be in the bottom, but like I just I think it would have been much better. But sadly, it does not give off that these are the same person, or well, these are drag, sisters, drag family. Besides the fact that it's like a monochrome outfit that's kind of flowy, like that's really kind of it. Like the shoes are entirely different, the wigs are very different. I mean, I do like the makeup on Asia a lot. It does give the Jennifer Coolidge a bit, as they were saying. But just sadly, I mean, like there is like Asia's outfit's kind of lined with like that kind of corally color, but it's just not enough because like even in even in a bunch of screenshots and the video we see it moving around, it's only it's only peaks of it, and it's like okay, it doesn't like it feels like it was intentional, but like it should have been more. But yeah, I just in a pretty stacked makeover challenge overall, I think Lex's just sadly kind of faltered. Alrighty, now going over to Mistress Isabel Brooks and Madame Thang. Not is Thang, wasn't it? Thang, Madame Thang. I like it. I mean, I like the outfits, and I like the big like kind of boas they have with it. I did see somebody say online that they should have swapped the boas to like give more of like we are drag family vibes, like combining the colors, and I do think that would be a good shout. Um, but I kind of agree with what Lucy said. Like when she got eliminated, that Mistress was just wearing a stretch dress, which like I kind of agree with that. But like it's ultimately not the reasons really why I think Mistress should probably win the one for this challenge. Number one is the makeup on Madame Thang. I think it's my least favorite makeup done on anybody in this challenge. She just like looking between their faces, I feel like Mistress gave herself a prettier face and like did things that she should have done on Madame's face. Like she should have gone smaller with the eyebrows. I feel like she should have gone she should have gone less, big with the lips. Like I just feel like the proportions of the things that she did on Madame's face are just like all off for me. And I haven't realized this throughout the season, but I could really realize it in this outfit that she was wearing in this episode. Mistress, the way her breastplate, it kind of like with the way that this dress like stretches around, when she's not having the boa over her middle, you can tell that the breastplate and like all of the breast is contained within like the middle like 50% of her body. And there's just with the way this outfit is, it shows more to the side of the breasts, and so it is like it kind of feels like she just has like two things stacked on top of each other in the dead middle of her chest a bit. And I don't know how she could have fixed that. Like if this is her like I don't I don't think she could have like borrowed a breastplate from anybody. She probably this might be her only breastplate that she had. So I don't know how she could have fixed this necessarily, but I do think it's a detail to point out that it just didn't the way that the breastplate went with this dress just didn't make sense. It didn't fit super well. But really, those are my only critiques, and even the fucking breastplate one is kind of just like me nitpicking a little bit. I do think the makeup though was not. It just wasn't particularly great on her makeover. I really don't think. Alrighty, last but not least, we have Sasha Colby and Ferocity Colby. Now, I think they both look amazing. I love these dresses. I love the hair. I think the makeup's good. I do think because Sasha has this like, long, to the like the ankle dress and these sleeves, whereas Ferocity just has this dress, going to like, the mid like thigh. I think it would have made more sense to give Ferocity the little like gloves. I don't know why I called them sleeves earlier. I think it would have made more sense to give Ferocity the gloves so that you even out like the amount of fabric between the two of them, because like with this it kind of just like Sasha has like all the fabric and Ferocity doesn't have as much, and it's a bit dissonant to me. um, my main slight issue with this is how big Sasha went with the padding. Ferocity's makes sense. Like she padded her a bit more with the breasts and the butt area and the hips, but it kind of like with her arms and her legs, it feels like this could like they don't feel out of whack. Sasha's hip padding felt too much for me. Like looking especially when she was walking, looking at her hip padding in comparison to her arms, it didn't look like the same human to me. It just didn't make sense. I think it would have made more sense for her to go smaller on that hip padding. I think the breast padding was fine, but the hip padding was distracting to me, genuinely. I was like, oh my, like this doesn't like it feels like you put a couch on yourself in not a good way. Personally, to me, that's how I feel about it. But that's my only like actual critique, is that she should have worn less hip padding. But because again, the gloves thing is a bit nitpicky. I think they still both look good even without that swap. But yeah, that's my only critique, my personally for me, regarding Sasha's outfits. Alrighty, now we don't have to go over the runway because we already talked about the looks. So to talk about the lip sync between Lux and Lucy, I definitely think Lux won the lip sync. Lux was giving more. I think Lucy was a bit too stationary for it. I do think at times Lux went slightly too overboard with the movements in comparison to like the actual vibe of the song, but I think I think Lux only went a bit too much sometimes, where I think Lucy almost all the time was not giving me enough. Like at the beginning when she was kind of like going slow with it, I was like, okay, I'm vibing with it. But as it got later in the song and it got a bit more energetic, I wanted Lucy to go more and more, and she didn't really do it. She kind of like did a little she did like a cartwheel once and like an knee slam once, but like throughout the rest of it, I was just kind of wanting Lucy to do more. Whereas I feel like Lux, for a better percentage of time during the lip sync, was doing a good amount, and only just a couple of moments went a bit too much. So I do think Lux was fitting the energy for a longer period of time and overall did better. So yeah, I think this is an all right lip sync, and I do think Lux won it. Now let's talk about Miss Lucy LaDuca. Her edit during the season really confused me, not gonna lie, because I can't tell if the show wanted me to root for her or not. Like I don't know. I really like Lucy. I would love to see her on another season. I do feel like at points during the season I'm like, okay, girl, come on. But also at points during the season I'm like, damn, they're just throwing Lucy to the wolves for no reason. But overall, Lucy, I think, was a very fun character to have on TV. And I think did great in so many of the challenges. And I would love to see Lucy back for another season. Absolutely. Anytime. Give me a call. Love to see it. I don't know. Fucking let's move on. Okay, so next week we are having our top 4 room mix to blame it on the edit, where somebody's going to be eliminated at the end of the episode, which fucking shocked me when I was watching the episode. I gasped and I was like, oh, what? I could not believe it. And I still can't believe it. And I don't want it to happen because I like this top 4 a lot. And I feel like 3 is too little at this point, you know? I don't know if this is going to be the format of like seasons 1 through 5 of Drag Race, where at the final 4 there would be like a challenge winner, a safe contestant, and then a bottom 2, or if this is going to be more like seasons like 6 through 8, where they do this top 4 situation and then RuPaul just like eliminates one of them and then the other 3 move on to the finale. I don't know which one we're going to get, and frankly, I don't know which one I prefer. So, um, I hope that they're just fucking with us and it's a double save, honestly, because I would like to see it. Considering that we haven't got one this whole season. But, for this challenge next week, I think, well, this actually really isn't about the challenge specifically, but the room mix. But this is really I've just put Lux and Sasha, like making it through this challenge and doing well, mainly because I think these are the top two that production is not willing to get rid of at this point. I think these two are really locked for the finale, no matter what, based off of the storylines and the track records and everything. So, I mean, I I kind of feel like if I'm actually going based off of who I think is going to do super well, I would choose Sasha and Anitra. But I think based off of the fact that I don't think there's any universe where Sasha or Lux get sent home at the end of this episode, I think they're gonna be, they're gonna be moving on. They're gonna be doing at least okay. So let's move on. So my predicted top four that I had listed throughout the whole season is, shattered because it's actually a top three. So we've changed the picture, and I think out of everybody, Mistress has the biggest chance to be eliminated. I just think, again, I don't see them getting rid of Sasha Colby for any reasons. Sasha has not been in the bottom two yet. She's won 3 challenges. They love Sasha. Sasha's done amazing. I don't see any reason why Sasha would be eliminated before the finale. And same for Lux. Lux has given them great TV. This is the first week that Lux has ended up below safe, which, the last person to do so throughout the whole season. I don't see any reason why they want to get rid of Lux. And between Anitra and Mistress, I mean, they literally, a couple of episodes ago, in the Rusical episode, like, RuPaul said that Anitra was born to do drag. And so I don't think they're wanting to give up Anitra at this point either. But based off of the track records, I could see a scenario where it could happen if, she were to if she were to go against Sasha in a lip sync, if it was that kind of top four format or something, then they would probably get rid of Anitra. But I really think production does not want to get rid of Anitra if they don't have to. I think Mistress is the most likely to go, mainly because Lux and Mistress, in terms of the edit of the show, have filled in really similar roles throughout the whole of the season. And I think, Mistress has one win, no bottoms. I think if they really wanted Mistress to be there in the finale, that they would have given her another win at some point, but they haven't. They could have given her wins at points if they wanted to. They could have given her the win for the musical if they felt like it. They could have given her the win for the stand up if they wanted to. They had opportunities to give Mistress wins if they wanted to, but they didn't. So I think that Mistress is probably their lowest priority going into this final four episode. So that's why I think that Mistress is probably not going to make it, but we'll just have to see. That is going to be it for this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you wish. I'm going to leave my Twitter handle down below if you want to follow me there. I live tweet Drag Race there. Not this week, sadly, because I will be out of town, but, whatever. I'll watch it eventually. I mean, I'm going to be watching as early as I fucking can. I'm going to be downloading a VPN. But, yeah. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and as always, take care. Bye-bye.